What if I told you that one simple phrase could completely change how you approach holiday meals? Your body doesn't know it's a holiday. Today, we're talking about the unintentional mistakes that people make with food around the holidays. Mistakes that seem logical, but actually set you up for the exact struggle that you're trying to avoid.
Welcome to Binge Eating Breakthrough, the podcast to help you stop feeling out of control around food and build trust with your body. If you've tried everything but still feel stuck, you're not alone. I've been there too. I'm Jane Pilger, and I'm here to help you see binge eating in a new way so you can finally break free. Each week, you'll get the tools and insights to create peace with food and your body. Your breakthrough starts now.
Hello, trusted listener. I consider you a trusted listener because I trust that you're willing to look at your habits and patterns with food with curiosity rather than judgment. I trust that you're open to understanding how your body actually works, even when that information challenges what you've been told or what you've believed for a long time. And I trust that you want strategies that actually work with your body instead of against it. So last week, we talked about the emotional complexity of navigating food, family, and all of the feelings that come up during the holidays. We explored practical strategies for before, during, and after holiday gatherings to help you stay more connected to yourself. And today, I want to talk about something more physiological. The unintentional mistakes that people often make with food around the holidays. These are things that seem like they make sense, things that feel logical in the moment, but that actually set you up for exactly the struggle you're trying to avoid. And it all comes down to one simple truth. Your body doesn't know it's a holiday. Let me share a story about a client of mine that really illustrates this. This client would always fast on Thanksgiving up until the big family meal. She wouldn't eat at all. This made a lot of sense to her. She knew she was going to eat a lot during that meal, so she wanted to save up for it. She would skip breakfast, skip lunch. Maybe she'd have a beverage, something, and then she would show up to the mid-afternoon Thanksgiving dinner ready to eat. Now, in her mind, she was being strategic. She was saving her calories for the meal that mattered. She was making room for all the special food she wanted to enjoy. But here's what was actually happening. By the time she got to that meal, she was ravenous. She was so hungry that she couldn't think straight. All she could focus on was the food. She would pile her plate high, eat quickly, go back for seconds, maybe sometimes thirds, and eat until she was uncomfortably, miserably full. Then she would spend the rest of the evening and often the next few days feeling physically awful, bloated, sluggish, and filled with regret. When I told her, your body doesn't know it's a holiday, it stopped her in her tracks. She had never thought about it that way before. She realized the message she was sending to her body by not eating at all before the meal. So we made a plan. She decided to have a normal breakfast on Thanksgiving morning and then a substantial snack before the mid-afternoon family meal. And it was a complete game changer for her. She was able to completely enjoy the family meal without being ravenous, without being totally focused on the food, and without eating so much that she was miserable at the end. She was comfortably satisfied at the end of the meal, even getting to enjoy all of the special occasion foods. Her body wasn't on high alert or in starvation mode. She was much more able to be in tune with her natural signals while still enjoying the special occasion. Now, this is what I want for you. And it all starts with understanding what your body actually needs and how it works. So let's talk about what happens in your body when you don't eat all day in preparation for a big meal. When you skip meals or significantly restrict your food intake, your body doesn't think, oh, I know what's happening here. We're saving up for Thanksgiving dinner. No, your body thinks we're not getting food. We might be in danger. Deprivation might be coming. We need to conserve energy and be on high alert for the next opportunity to eat. Your blood sugar drops. When your blood sugar gets low, you start to feel shaky, irritable, foggy, and increasingly focused on food. Your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. Your metabolism slows down to conserve energy because your body is getting the message that food is scarce. And here's the really important part. When you finally do eat after restricting all day, your body doesn't trust that more food is coming. So it drives you to eat as much as possible while the food is available. This is a survival mechanism. It's not a lack of willpower. It's not you being out of control. It's your body doing exactly what it's designed to do when it perceives scarcity. You eat rapidly because your body is in urgency mode. You eat past comfortable fullness because your body is trying to stock up while resources are available. And you often feel like you can't stop, like you're on autopilot, like something has taken over because something has. Your survival brain has taken over. This is the restrict-binge cycle, and it's a physiological response, not a character flaw. Now, you might be thinking, but it's just one day. Can't my body handle one day of not eating much followed by eating a lot? And the answer is yes. Your body can physically handle it. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about that one day. When you restrict before the meal and then overeat during the meal, you set yourself up for a cascade of effects that last for days. After you've eaten to uncomfortable fullness, your body has to work hard to process all that food. You might feel sluggish, bloated, uncomfortable. Your digestion is overwhelmed. You might not sleep well that night because your body is still working to process everything. Now, you know this because if you are listening to this podcast, you have had many, many experiences of eating way past comfortable fullness. You know that it takes several days. But then what happens the next day after you do eat to that point? Most people wake up and think, I need to make up for yesterday. I need to get back on track. I ate so much yesterday, so I should probably eat very little today in order to compensate. And now you are right back in the restrict-binge cycle. You're restricting again. Your blood sugar drops again. Your body goes into scarcity mode again. And you end up overeating again. Maybe not as dramatically as the holiday meal, but you find yourself eating more than you intended, or eating foods you told yourself you wouldn't eat, or standing in front of the refrigerator eating leftovers even though you're not physically hungry. And this cycle can continue for days or even weeks after a holiday. And it all started with that seemingly logical decision to save up for the big meal. Now, let me be really clear about something. I'm not saying you did anything wrong if you've done this. This is what most people do because it's what makes sense based on how we've been taught to think about food and our bodies. We've been taught to think in terms of calories in, calories out. We've been taught that if we're going to eat more at one meal, we should eat less at other meals to balance it out. But your body doesn't work like a simple math equation. Your body is a complex biological system that responds to patterns, to consistency, and to signals about whether resources are available or scarce. So let's talk about some of the most common mistakes that I see people making around holiday meals and what actually happens in your body when you make these mistakes. Mistake number 1, we've been talking about not eating all day before a big holiday meal. Now, we've already talked about this, but I want to emphasize it because it's so common and so problematic. When you don't eat all day, You are sending your body a famine signal. And when your body gets a famine signal, it responds with survival mechanisms that make it nearly impossible to eat in a calm, connected, moderate way. This is especially true if you have a history of dieting, a history of a restrict-binge cycle. So what do you do instead? Eat normally on days when you have holiday meals. Have your regular breakfast. Have a substantial snack or a light meal a few hours before the big meal. This keeps your blood sugar stable. It keeps your body out of scarcity mode, and it allows you to show up to the meal actually able to enjoy it without being driven by ravenous hunger. Mistake number 2. Eating a huge amount at the holiday meal and then trying to make up for it in the days following. When you restrict after overeating, you are perpetuating the cycle. Your body doesn't think, oh good, we're getting back on track. Your body thinks, famine again, we need to be on alert. And here's what's really important to understand. Your body will always win this battle. You can use willpower for a while, but eventually your body's survival mechanisms are stronger than your willpower. So you end up restricting, then overeating again, then restricting, then overeating, over and over. So what do you do instead? Return to normal, consistent eating as soon as possible after a holiday meal. Even if you're not particularly hungry the next morning, have something nourishing for breakfast. Get back into your regular rhythm of eating. This sends your body the message that resources are consistent and available, which is the only way to get out of the feast or famine cycle. Mistake number 3. Treating holiday meals as a special exception where normal body awareness doesn't apply. This is the core of what we're talking about today. When we treat holidays as special exceptions, we often throw out all of the wisdom and awareness we've been building about our bodies and our hunger signals. We eat past fullness because it's a special occasion. We eat foods we don't even really like because they're only available once a year. We disconnect from our bodies because it's the holidays and normal rules don't apply. But here is the truth. Your body doesn't know it's a holiday. Your body doesn't know it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or Hanukkah or your birthday. Your body just knows whether it's getting consistent nourishment or whether it's experiencing feast or famine. So what to do instead? Bring the same body awareness to holiday meals that you're working on bringing to every other meal. Check in with your hunger before you eat. Pay attention to how foods taste and how your body feels as you eat. Notice when you're getting comfortably full. You can absolutely enjoy special foods and eat more than you might at a regular meal, but you can do it while staying connected to your body instead of completely overriding your body's signals. And mistake number 4, using exercise to earn your meal or to burn off what you ate. Some people do extra workouts before holiday meals to earn the food they're about to eat, or punishing workouts afterwards to make up for what they did eat. This is the same scarcity mindset, just applied to movement instead of food. When you approach movement as punishment or as a way to earn food, you're reinforcing the message that eating is bad, that your body is the enemy, that you need to compensate for normal human behavior like enjoying a holiday meal. What to do instead? Move your body in ways that feel good because movement feels good, not as punishment or compensation. If you enjoy a morning walk on Thanksgiving, great. If you want to go do your local turkey trot, great. If you want to rest and be with family instead, also great. Movement should never be used as a tool to control or compensate for eating. All right, so there's 4 common mistakes. Now, I want to address a few myths that keep people stuck in these patterns. Myth number 1, I need to save calories for the big meal so I have room for all of the special foods. Your body doesn't work on a daily calorie budget that resets at midnight. When you save calories by not eating, you're just creating deprivation that leads to overeating. The irony is that when you eat normally before the meal, you're actually more able to enjoy the special foods in a satisfying way because you're not eating from a place of desperate hunger. Myth number 2, my body can handle one day of extreme eating without consequences. Now, while it is true that your body can physically process one day of overeating, the consequences aren't just physical. They're psychological, behavioral. That one day of overeating often triggers days or weeks of the restrict-binge cycle, feelings of being out of control, shame, and disconnection from your body. It's not the one day that's the problem. It's the pattern it often creates. Myth number 3, if I eat normally before the meal, I won't be able to enjoy the special foods. This is exactly backwards. When you eat normally before the meal, you're able to enjoy the special foods more because you're not eating from ravenous hunger. You can actually taste the food. You can savor it. You can eat it with presence and enjoyment instead of desperate urgency. My client's experience proves this. She was able to enjoy all the special foods more when she wasn't starving. Now, do you end up eating less of those special foods? Yeah, you probably do. And often feel better at the end. We don't do this so that we eat less. It's so that we can enjoy them and enjoy the way our body feels after the meal is over. Myth number 4, I need to compensate the next day to get back on track. There is no track to get back on. There's only your body's consistent need for nourishment. When you restrict the day after a big meal, you're creating the conditions for more overeating. The way to actually move forward is to return to normal, consistent eating, which sends your body the message that it's safe and resources are available. Myth number 5, special occasions are different. Normal body awareness doesn't apply. This is the big one. Special occasions are different emotionally and socially. There's more celebration, more tradition, more meaning around the food and the gathering. But physiologically, your body is the same. Your body still needs consistent nourishment. Your body still responds to restriction with survival mechanisms. Your body still has hunger and fullness signals. The special occasion is happening in your mind and in your social context, but not in your body's basic physiology and biology. So here's what I want you to understand. Treating your body the same way every day, whether or not it's a holiday, is actually what allows you to truly enjoy special occasions. When your body trusts that it will get consistent nourishment, it doesn't go into panic mode at holiday meals. When your blood sugar is stable, you can think clearly and make choices that feel good. When you're not operating from deprivation, you can actually enjoy special foods in a satisfying way. Now, this doesn't mean you eat exactly the same amount or exactly the same foods every single day. Of course, you might eat more at a holiday meal than you would at a regular Tuesday dinner. Of course, you might eat different foods, richer foods, and foods that you don't eat often. But the foundation stays the same. You continue to nourish your body consistently. You continue to pay attention to your hunger and fullness signals. You continue to treat your body with respect and care. Your body doesn't know it's a holiday. Your body just knows whether it's being nourished consistently or whether it's experiencing feast and famine. And when you can shift from the feast or famine pattern to consistent nourishment, even during the holidays, everything changes. So here's some concrete strategies for putting this into place. Strategy number 1, plan to eat normally on days with holiday meals. Decide now, before the holidays hit, that you are going to eat breakfast and lunch, even on days when you have big holiday dinners. You don't have to eat huge meals, but eat something substantial enough to keep your blood sugar stable. This is one of the most impactful changes you can make. Strategy number 2, have a substantial snack 2 to 3 hours before a big meal. So if you're not having an actual meal, let's say your holiday meal is in the late afternoon, have a balanced snack that includes some protein, some fat, get some fiber in there in the mid-afternoon. Make sure you're not going many hours between when you eat, whether it's a snack or a meal, and when you have your big holiday meal. Strategy number 3, return to normal eating the next day. Even if you're not particularly hungry the morning after a big meal, eat something for breakfast. Get back into your regular eating rhythm as quickly as possible. This is how you prevent the restrict-binge cycle from taking hold. Strategy number 4, notice the special occasion thoughts and question them. When you catch yourself thinking, it's a special occasion, so normal rules don't apply, or I can only have this once a year, pause and ask yourself, is that actually true? Could I have this food at other times if I wanted it? What would happen if I approached this meal with the same body awareness and connection that I'm building at other meals? And strategy number 5, give yourself permission to enjoy special foods without the artificial scarcity. Remember, you can enjoy holiday foods without creating deprivation beforehand. In fact, you will enjoy them more when you're not eating from desperate hunger. Give yourself full permission to have the foods you love, and trust that when your body knows more food is coming, you will naturally find a satisfying stopping point. Now, I know this might feel counterintuitive if you've been approaching holidays with the save up calories mindset for years. You might be thinking, but if I eat normally all day and then also eat a big holiday meal, won't I just eat too much overall? Now, here's what I've seen happen over and over. When people eat normally before holiday meals, they actually eat less at the holiday meal than they did when they were restricting beforehand. Not because they're trying to eat less, but because they're not eating from ravenous hunger. They're able to eat until they're satisfied instead of eating until they're comfortably full. They have more connection with the actual signals from their body. And even if you do eat more than usual, which is totally normal and fine for a special meal, you are not triggering the multi-day restrict-binge cycle that causes so much more struggle than one meal ever could. Your body is incredibly wise. Your body knows how to regulate itself when it's getting consistent signals that resources are available. Your body knows how to feel hunger and fullness when it's not in survival mode. Your body knows how to guide you to nourishing, satisfying eating when you are listening to it instead of overriding it. But your body can only do these things when you're working with it instead of against it. And working with your body means treating it consistently with respect and care every single day, including holidays. So this holiday season, I want you to experiment with this. Pick 1 or 2 of the strategies I've shared and try them. Notice what happens in your body when you actually eat before a holiday meal. Eat more normally. Follow your normal routine in the hours leading up to it. Notice how it feels different to arrive at the meal not ravenous. Notice whether you're able to enjoy the food more, be more present with family, and feel better physically during and after the meal. This is not about being perfect. This is about learning how your body actually works and making choices that support your body instead of fighting against it. Your body doesn't know it's a holiday, but you do. And you can honor both the specialness of the occasion and the consistent needs of your body at the same time. That is what true food freedom looks like. Next week, we're going to talk about one simple question that can stop a binge spiral in its tracks. And until then, remember that your body is on your side. And when you work with it instead of against it, everything gets easier. I'll see you next week. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, you will love my new book, The Binge Eating Breakthrough: Why Food Isn't the Problem and What Really Is. Discover why willpower isn't the answer, why restricting certain foods often backfires, and why understanding your brain and body is the key to lasting change. Learn to shift from shame and self-blame to curiosity and compassion. Get it today at janepilger.com/book.